Good afternoon. I think we're sticking between lunch and this session, so obviously we'll try to rush through and give some sense out of the topic very, very quickly. So I'll just set the context around the vertical integration and the area that we are trying to talk about. There are four pillars that we are trying to address. One is around managing the quality of the product that you deal with. The second is around consistency of how do you ensure that that quality is always coming continuously, all the time available. The third is about, and the most important, if I may say so, is the speed and agility to be able to react to a customer demand, because the customer demand is changing every day. The consumer behavior is changing every day, and how are you reacting to that and being able to deal with it and be able to deliver to the customer's expectation. Because look at the way how things have changed. Certainly, post-COVID, the consumer is far more willing to be able to talk to you, give more information about his buying behavior, reach out to you, engage with you. And hence, that is leaving you with a plethora of options to be able to reach to the consumer as well. Multiple options. And then the last but not the least is about ensuring availability at all times for the right product, for which all of us supply chain practitioners, we actually exist, because ensuring availability at all points of time for products that is needed is the key to a success of a business. Without wasting too much of time, I would leave it to the floor for everyone to be able to first introduce about who they are, what do they do, what does their organization do, and then take things forward from there. So maybe start with you, Ajay.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ajay Rao. I am the founder of Emiza. Emiza is a fulfillment platform, a warehousing and fulfillment platform for consumer and retail brands. We provide brands with a multi-channel fulfillment capabilities so that they're able to sort of manage both their online and offline seamlessly.
Thanks, Ajay. Thanks. Hi, everyone. I am Karan. I am the CEO at the Sleep Company. Sleep Company is a new kid on the block where we are trying to disrupt how people actually sleep by providing them a great product and disrupting the whole buying experience by cutting down the whole mid-dealer channel and providing a superb experience of buying and obviously a great product with a patented technology which we offer at a company.
Thanks. Hi team. This is Munishwar. I am a head of operations for Hong's Kitchen. If any one of you have not tried Hong's Kitchen, we have a good stall over there. You can try the Indo-Chinese food, and definitely this is gonna be an interesting chapter for you guys to understand how the critical segment of a food address their supply chain and their process system behind this.
Hi everyone, my name is Satish Rana. So I takes care of the supply chain and category management part for the GOBP convenience store. So after the quick commerce and e-commerce, this is another retail segment which is where there is a lot of opportunity are there in India because highways are growing at the length and breadth of the country. So we are trying to put up convenience store on the highways, especially at the forecourt. Yeah.
Hello everyone, my name is Sumit Shah and I'm one of the co-founders at Bombay Hemp Company. We are India's premier medical cannabis company with our focus of products ranging from pain to mental well-being.
So I think now you could realize the vast knowledge that this entire stage brings into you. Imagine the diversity. Somebody from sleep, somebody is solving a food problem, convenience, Ayurveda, and then logistics to fulfill all of this, because at the end of the day, you need logistics to deliver this to the consumer. And obviously that brings us to the point in terms of saying, what is it that these guys are doing in terms of making this, or what the four pillars that I talked around, how are they using or leveraging or solving problems around those pillars is what I wanted to start with Karan first. And then move on with others, because I'm sure the problems are different for each of them. the solutions are also different for each of them, and they're all solving their own ways. They're all evolving. Every day is a new day for everybody.
Thanks, Ranjan. So I'll speak about two things, right? One is broadly the integration of how supply chain we have solved, and we are a very different category, and we have a different logistics problem because we are delivering very bulkier products, and consumer is demanding. Consumer still wants a mattress to be delivered in in next day, and we operate in a lot of customization. So there's obviously a manufacturing gap, but thankfully we have been able to leverage a vast existing supply chain network in the industry. So we work with all courier partners, and using technologies like the aggregators which have come up, we are able to make sure that every pin code in the India is serviceable and the mattress can reach to them ranging from 1 day to approximately 12 to 13 days. So we are delivering as far as Imphal and J&K as well when we get orders, and we don't build our own end mile logistics. We use Blue Darts and DTDCs of the world to supply the product to the consumer. Along with that, to solve the agility and the speed problem, which you pointed out well, right? We also learning that consumer wants it fast. So we have been able to, like the industry, build more warehouses, reach out to the consumer at a faster pace, and make sure that the products are available at all places through good order management systems, and inventory visibility all the time, making sure that we are never stocked out. We are taking orders all the time and able to deliver in the committed timelines to all consumers.
Wow. So that's really amazing, because delivering a mattress in a day to maybe 12 to 13 days in Jammu and Kashmir, sitting somewhere in Bangalore, I think that's a phenomenal job looking at the size of a mattress, the bulkier products. But Karan, help me understand how are you guys solving the problems from an accessories perspective, because that's something that the consumer is not willing to wait for maybe 12, 13 days.
Absolutely. So we are evolving, we are learning, and recently with accessories, like we realize customer is even wanting to get it in 15 minutes. So when we went live on quick commerce, so we are now able to deliver our accessories to consumer even in 10 to 15 minutes by again partnering with quick commerce platforms which are there in the industry. So we count ourselves as a manufacturing company which can really create great products and leverage the existing platforms and marketplaces available by using their supply chain network.
I think that's one side of what Karan talked about. I would want to go on the other side with Munishwar, because they have an amazing integration is what I would say, or a connect or the control around the backward supply chain, what you call. And how are they leveraging this to be able to make this more better and efficient, and bring in more, be able to customize the products as well to the need, customers' changing needs, as well as be able to bring in a consistency and ensure the quality and the pricing, which is the most important factor. Because imagine they are running food business. Yeah. The price of the raw material changes every day. That's fluctuating every day. How are they able to manage and make that happen?
Sure. So I'll address this thing in two parts. First, what the major challenges are there, and then how and what are the sources which is helping it out to eradicate those challenges. So food industry is very critical because it's based on lots of perishable products, which is like vegetable and all other dairy products and all other things. So keeping understanding the quality and to be maintained, and also that is the one challenge. Another is definitely the logistic and delivering to a last mile, the another challenge. And I'll say Jubilant as a whole, as an organization, they have done it in and set up this thing as one of the greatest example in the market. So if we talk about the challenges, first one, which is about the perishable, how the managing and all those things. So most importantly is that we invest in our partners, vendor partners. We invest on helping them out in guiding in terms of their quality and all other factors to be delivered at the right thing. Another, most importantly, the logistic and all other things, we are using tech heavily on this. So you can see whatever the product is moving and from which position to what position whether it is from the warehouse to the onboarding segment, or from the van to the restaurant, and then the restaurant, how the restaurant is managing their inventories, from there the preparation of food, how the food is being delivered. So as you know that Jubilant being their own last mile delivery partner for whatever you order food from the brand, the people from the brand will come and deliver. It's not like third parties coming and delivering you the food. So that is the most important, the tech and the investing on our partners, vendor partners is the key factors which we focus on this.
I'll quickly jump because Sumit, you guys have been taking this to the next level actually, where you're working with the farmers directly and doing a lot more in terms of working at the raw material level itself. How are you guys, what are you guys doing to be able to solve this problem more? And especially with the kind of products that you deal with, because that's not available everywhere. You can do in a limited quantity at limited places.
Correct. So I think one thing we realized is that we can't be everywhere and we have to work with the right partners. So that's one important aspect of having an integrated supply chain, is that find people who do the best work, partner with them, tie up with them, and as good as get married to them. Where, for example, when we work with farmers, we work with farmer producer groups. So one farmer producer organization will have say 3 or 4 villages under them, and that will have say 70, 80 odd farmers under them. So automatically when I partner with one farmer producer group, you have access to these many farmers, and automatically your collection becomes a lot easier, your payments become a lot more streamlined, and it helps you expand a lot faster. So similarly along the supply chain, we realized that where are critical points where the company needs to come in, or where the company needs to have these checks and balances. So at the farm end, we have our people who can go monitor the fields, monitor the quality of crop. But once the product or the seeds are harvested, we give it to, again, partner people who will process it for us and end package it in our packaging. So that way it helps us be a little more asset light, but also ensure that we have the quality consistency that we require.
Awesome. So I'll move to Satish with this, because you talked about opening stores, convenience stores on the highways. It's a difficult logistical nightmare to be able to manage actually. Leave aside the backward supply chain, the forward supply chain itself can become a nightmare, and it could become very, very challenging. How are you guys solving this?
Said this is kind of like nightmare, because if you look at the India, we have more than 80,000 petrol stations and not even 1% other location where the convenience store are here. So majorly on the highway, I think 3 pillars which we are basically looking at it. One is manufacturer and supplier, second is obviously the logistic partner, and third one is technology, how we are integrating. So I think especially on the supplier side, the good thing which happened over the period of last, I think, couple of years, the consumer are shifting to the other brands. They are not specifically looking at the very, very brand conscious, especially at the convenience store. They are okay to try some new brands, some new products. So that's how I think gave us the leverage to onboard a lot of new suppliers where we can working together, how we can manage those logistic and the margin part, because other than the logistic challenges, it is a thin margin category business, and we are onboarding a lot of new suppliers. We are manufacturing our own label also in a couple of categories, and that's how we are managing the supply chain. And secondly, we have a couple of logistic partners who are managing for the cold chain as well as for the ambient product, where they are delivering to the nationwide. So as of now, the cost is a little bit higher, but once we'll densify more location, I think those can be the challenge which can be taken care. And third one is we are doing a lot of technology integration with the supplier, with the manufacturer, and with the logistics, so that we can get the clear-cut visibility that how much time the product will take to reach to the location. Because one, it is highway. Second, it is a thin margin category. Third one is the throughput is limited at that location. I think technology, the supply chain partner, and especially the manufacturer, these are the 3 things where we are working on and solving this problem.
Awesome. I think this will take us to Ajay because he's solving most of you guys. He's solving some problem for you, either in terms of uh, delivering the product or bringing the product back from a customer, which is a bigger nightmare for all of us in this age of e-commerce. And it can vary anywhere between say 15-20% from a category to maybe 40-45-50% as well in some categories. How are they solving this? Because it's not just about delivering the product with the right mindset, with the right thought process at the right time, but also getting it back in case of a return and making it available for resale at a very, very faster pace.
So I think I'll address this from two perspectives. One is from the point of view of quick commerce. So quick commerce is now sort of really taken up, and the growth rate that is being experienced by most of the platforms is phenomenal. Most consumers who we deal with want to partake in this sort of growth journey for quick commerce. And what they've realized is that the quick commerce, because of the very nature of the business, their stocking levels are extremely low. So their PO life cycles are also very, very short. They need products to be delivered to their FCs within 3 to 4 days. This forces consumers to be able to, or forces our customers to be able to get product picked, packed and delivered to the various FCs across the country of these quick commerce within 3 to 4 days. So for there, we've created a platform, a plug-and-play platform, where these brands are able to sort of forward stock inventory with us. We are then integrated with both the brand and these platforms, and whatever orders are placed by these brands are then quickly fulfilled and delivered to these quick commerce warehouses. Right? So I think that, to a large extent, solves a lot of the problems for brands to be able to get their inventory in time onto these different quick commerce platforms. So that's one problem that we are solving. The second is specifically around fashion and retail, where returns is a major challenge, right? So brands tend to lose a lot of money in terms when there is inefficient return processing. So we solve this process from a three-pronged perspective. One is in terms of your claim settlement, right? The biggest challenge is how do you get your claims settled, and what is that SPF claim to settlement ratio. The second is whatever inventory comes back, how are you able to refresh that inventory, give it new life, and then sort of get it back into circulation. And third is around the agility of getting inventory back into circulation, right? So we have developed 3 unique solutions around this for specifically the fashion and lifestyle category. One is on SPF claims. We've built a very, very robust video management platform, which helps the brands provide adequate amount of proof to the various marketplaces to get their claims settled. So we've built this platform, so whilst we pack the orders or whilst we return the orders, we are able to capture the image and have that hosted on our cloud and then integrated with the marketplace. Second is we also raise the claims on behalf of the brand and take the ownership, so that hassle and that of follow-up, making sure that the claim is received, is processed, is taken up by us. The second is in terms of bringing life back to the products, right? So there we've built an entire return processing center where we refurbish, right from ironing of clothes to changing of the poly bags which have gotten damaged, to doing QC to see what product is saleable, what has to be liquidated, changing the tags. So we've built a whole set of solutions around that help brands improve improve the quantity of inventory that they return back to sellable. And the third is around agility, right? So finally, end of the day, for a brand, inventory which is stuck in returns and not back on the shelf is basically costing them, right? One is they may end up reordering the same product or losing sales. So there, our robust return solutions help these brands quickly get these products back onto the shelf within 24 to 48 hours. So it's a very specific solution for the different categories that we handle.
I think quite a few of you talked about quick commerce and how that is revolutionizing the whole concept of consumption. But isn't that also creating a newer challenge for us, where it is challenging us on our philosophy of managing the inventory more tightly? Because as brands, as retailers, that's the biggest investment that we make. That's where the whole money, most of our money is actually put, and that's what, if we do not leverage in the right manner at the right time is going to actually start killing us. The question is open for any of you who would want to take. Are you in this dilemma of being able to manage the inventory more tightly, still dealing with this quick commerce or the different fulfillment centers across the country? How are you solving this problem? Because this is a dilemma for everyone.
So I'll take it.
Yeah?
So I think you're right. With quick commerce and multi-channel fulfillment, when you place inventory across multiple stocking points, your inventory levels are going to go out of control, right? So I think in this particular situation, right, brands need to take a call. So I think first and foremost, when you talk about if it's let's say it's an FMCG brand, right? So there are always top 20% of your SKUs which contribute to 80% of your sales. So in these situations, the brands, it makes sense to sort of replicate that inventory in 3 or 4 centers and then make that inventory live on as many channels as possible so that the sell-through is very, very fast. When it comes to the longer tail, in those situations, it's better that you stock it in not more than 1 or 2 locations. And there, if you have a loss of sale, you can always have a trade-off because that's only 20% of your volume, right? So philosophically, the brand needs to think about, A, on my fast-moving SKUs, I need to ensure I have 0 sale loss and a maximum or a 98% fill rate. But when it comes to my long tail, they probably need to set the benchmark a little more differently in terms of fill rate and accept some amount of lost sale, because if you try to optimize even for long tail, you'll end up sort of losing a lot more money than you make, right? So this is sort of how a lot of brands think about it. And
yeah, absolutely. I completely echo Ajay's thought because that's how we solve, right? We operate in multiple categories. Well, mattress being biggest of one, we are also having chairs, beds, recliner sofas, and now we have accessories. But there is definitely a big long tail of accessories, and we cannot sell a mattress in quick commerce ever. So we don't even think about ever putting that over there or putting a sofa or a bed over there. But there is definitely a high selling, high throughput accessories which finds a product market fit in quick commerce, we put it there. So inventory which can sell very easily on a marketplace, we put it there. And you can file phone inventory in our D2C place, and that's why D2C business is a larger share in our line of business, and we are able to manage inventories in a better way.
What about you guys? Because I'm sure this is also a challenge for you.
In a food
Especially with Jubilant FoodWorks, you guys have always been a quick commerce guys.
Yes,
You guys have been doing this for ages.
So I tell you, in food, it's a bit more challenging. You require more analysis and tech to be involved in this because the product which does not have a shelf life, probably they hold back your inventory numbers and which you can plan a different thing to exhaust those inventory. But in food, it has a lesser shelf life and that create a wastage. Now it's not an inventory holdback, it's a wastage to the thing. So more importantly, and we as like a Hong's Kitchen or Domino's, we promise to deliver the food in 30 minutes. So in this particular segment, what happened is that we majorly focus on the projection planning hourly basis. So what product is moving and how it is moving. If it is not, how I have to change my projection planning for next week. And these kind of a small, minute, detailed planning is being trained to by the store managers, by us to the store managers, so that they are the independently take the decisions on those things. And this helps us definitely, yes. Initial stage of a new restaurant opening gives a hit to certain 5-6% of our wastages, but simultaneously when the trends are coming up in the picture, it reduces down to the percent to 0.8 to 1.2%.
Okay. Do you want to add to that, Satish?
I think for us, especially in the convenience store, we are also running some cafes where we are also delivering to the customer doorstep. So I think how we are working on the I think back-end part, we are keeping a limited set of SKU and we are seeing how we can make more number of product with the limited ingredients. So that's how we are managing. So that at the end of the day, if those ingredient is not, the one product doesn't sell, we can use that into the other product. So that's how we have managed our recipe and our menu at the especially on the quick commerce sites. And even for the, I think for the convenience product, the packed food, we are keep working with the limited set of articles close to like 200 and not going beyond that, so that in those limited category we can manage the robust supply chain and availability. So that's how we are tackling that.
Want to add?
That's a valid point which he has said. having like minimum amount of SKUs and creating a multiple product out of that in a different taste and different format is actually helps the projection planning getting much more better.
How does this concept work with you in Ayurveda? I'm sure you'd be also leveraging a similar concept in Ayurveda pretty much.
True. So I think then it all comes down to where you manufacture and how you manufacture the product. So we try and look at just-in-time manufacturing. We reduce the
You
lot
touched upon the
size.
topic I wanted to pick up next.
Yeah, so we reduce the lot size. So one, that ensures that we keep having fresher stock in our warehouse. But then that also ensures that the manufacturing capacity is not exponential. It's a small capacity, but which is running in 2 shifts through the day so that you have optimum utilization of that.
Yeah, so the topic that it touched upon, are any of you trying to move closer towards it? Because that's from a manufacturing cycle time, a reduction of manufacturing cycle time just in time is such an amazing concept, but we've all been aspiring to move towards it. But have you guys even come closer to that?
So,
Any of you tried that?
yeah, at least my opinion is, honestly speaking, in India it's tough and very challenging because you never know where an operational issue can prop up from. Because you're sourcing, say, multiple ingredients for us, or we have multiple packaging material, one delay in that supply chain can cause a ripple effect in everything. So at least to solve that on our end, what we do is we stock up on the material, or we stock up on ingredients. We move it to manufacturing only as and when the crunch time comes. So.
But for your, I'm sure you will have some key ingredients, right?
Correct.
And the key ingredients, obviously, you might at some point of time want to have more control over it, better visibility, transparency around it. Are you not exploring opportunities around the key ingredients? I'm sure you cannot do this for everything.
Sure. So we have, and again, what we do to solve for that is that we have an exclusive partner who we've co-developed certain ingredients with. So we manufacture the end product at that partner's facility, where the other ingredients are sourced, whereas the main, say, the cannabis ingredient, which would be CBD, is co-developed with that person and stored over there.
Awesome. I think we're left with about 2.5 minutes. I would want to open the floor for questions, if anyone has any questions. For any of the fellow panelists. Yeah, I can see one hand right behind.
Hi. My question is to Karan. So, having said that the volumetric size of your products is very large, right? Returns is always a challenge because the product is now opened outside the carton and it's inflated with air. How do you manage returns from the customer's end back into the warehouse, and how do you repack it so as to sell it again?
So it's a very interesting thing, right? Because when we sell a mattress, it goes into a vacuum pack, and when it comes back, it doesn't come back vacuum packed. So it comes back in an open state. So for this, we have been, I'll say, lucky to partner with some good logistics partners who are able to pick up the product from the consumers. And while we pick them up, we bring them back to the factory. And coming back to our manufacturing over there, most of it goes back to, it's not refurbished, it's nothing, it goes back to the raw material stages, and then it goes into production again. So the good piece is that despite being one of the players offering a blanket 100 nights trial on all the products, our return rates are not crazy. I was listening to return rates from other industries, and I think we have been blessed to not operate at that kind of return rates and a much lower return rates, which helps us to not having this as a big problem in our system.
Thank you. Thanks, Karan.
In case we do not have any questions, I have one question with Munish, especially with the legacy that you guys have been living with for Jubilant. How are you trying to, because what I heard was you have 29 stores, and the strategy is you opened all the 29 stores around Delhi NCR.
Yes.
Is there a specific reason why? Because you already had a very strong supply chain across the country.
So as a Jubilant, we have a supply chain across the country, but the answer of mine lies in your 4 strategy pillars. The first one, the quality and the consistency. So we wanted to focus and test and trial all the different aspects in one particular segment and one particular market with the quality and the consistency on the factor. Now this is the stage where now we can elevate and escalate to the different markets. First, we will be focusing majorly in our northern part of India, and then we'll be entering to a southern, western, eastern part of India in that way. Because in that way, we will be able to, with the other commissaries of Jubilant, will be set up our own in-house production for the Hong's ingredient also.
Awesome. So I think with this we would like to end the session, but I think again what we've heard from each of them is they're all at different levels of maturity in terms of the overall vertical integration. Some of them are focusing a lot more on the forward integration. Some of them are focusing a lot more and going down even to the farm to be able to manage and control the whole value chain there, which is making them more agile, bringing in more speed and agility into the supply chain. But I think there is each of them have their own nuances, each of them have their own evolution curve, and they're all again. All of them talked about quick commerce and quick commerce fulfillment, which is a new change, which is a new way of doing things, which is evolving around this, which is pushing us to be able to deliver much faster, and hence becoming more agile and ensuring the consistency and availability of the products at all points of time everywhere. So thank you, gentlemen. Thanks a lot for bringing in your perspective, and thank you so much for this incredible session. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ranjan.